What is up, Couch Crew?
What's up?
Welcome back to another episode of The Lounge.
The Lounge, yeah.
We chill on a couch, talk about whatever topics come up to mind. Last time we talked about top 10 N64 games.
Personal in top 10 lists, not like objective.
Exactly.
This is the top 10 list and you're gonna like it.
Did you have any closing thoughts to our first topic or anything you might have forgot to say? Figured I'd just do it now.
I don't think so.
All right.
Not that I can think of.
I was just checking.
I'll remember 5 podcasts from now.
Okay, we'll just throw in closing topics, whatever. Because I was going to mention on Perfect Dark was my number 1 spoilers. Go check it out and you'll see why.
Yeah.
I forgot to talk about how futuristic the weapons were and how like no games they'll go future style. Like everyone's like, oh, Call of Duty's too futuristic. I think it didn't go far enough. Because like the Far Sight you could snipe and see through walls.
Okay.
But that's not what we're here for today.
Yeah.
We're here to talk about how our gaming styles have, I guess, evolved and changed from our childhood to now.
Basically, our evolution of gaming. So, like, where did we start gaming, and how is it like now? I guess you could say.
So yeah, like when I was a child, you can almost pick this up from our top 10 list, as you were talking about how you didn't really have siblings to play with, so you did a lot of solo player games, whereas I did have siblings, so I did a lot of competitive gaming.
Yes, exactly. So, you want to start? Me want to start?
I'll go. Okay. So, when I was a child, I mostly played shooters, which set me up to be a competitive gamer then.
Yeah.
So, I focused on even the single player ones were were shooters basically. It's all I was playing. So like Duke Nukem 3D, I was playing Quake, Unreal Tournament, Doom, and all these actual competitive games from back then.
Yes.
So I was mostly a shooter style then. It was Perfect Dark, GoldenEye.
Yeah.
And because I had siblings, I actually had people to compete with all the time. So that's probably when I started becoming a competitive gamer, was then, whereas you probably didn't pick it up till much later.
It was much later, which we'll get into.
So from there, I started to moving from shooters, but to also competitive style. So if you don't know these games, Army Men 2 was an old PC game.
I don't think
one of the best games ever. I'm telling you.
I don't think
what you would do is I'd play online against people all the time, but you would make your base before the game started. So you would load in, you would make your base, and then the game would actually start.
Okay.
So you could change your base every time, and basically certain things would build different things. You could build tanks or rocket troopers. And my favorite mode was King of the Hill. So the maps are kind of small, and you would have like 4 or 5 players with these giant armies going into this little tiny hill to keep. And like they would only produce every so often your units, and you could pick up like powers on the map and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it was a RTS, kind of like StarCraft or something.
Yeah.
Just in case people don't think like, well, whatever, but it was an RTS.
Close enough.
Real-time strategy. And I would play that for hours, just playing King of the Hill almost exclusively. There was other game modes, but King of the Hill was always my favorite. It's been probably one of my favorite game modes always. So like Call of Duty, when I transferred to Call of Duty, it was domination. Headquarters was probably my favorite game mode ever.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, people will always compare it to their newer game mode where it's basically a hill, but it constantly changes locations on the map. But it's not like Headquarters at all, because you'd only get 1 life if you were defending, if you captured it.
Right.
They got rid of that. Like a lot of things Call of Duty got rid of. They didn't like fun anymore. They got rid of sabotage. You got rid of all these fun game modes.
That is a whole different topic.
A whole other topic.
All right.
So also I played a lot of StarCraft. Brood War.
I didn't play that early.
So I started off competitive gaming young.
It's very strange how it's not strange, but it's like strange to see how different, like how we started gaming, how it evolved and stuff. What I mean, I mean, you can keep going if you want.
No, we'll start with your young. We'll go to my older.
Yeah,
current.
Here, we'll catch me up to you, and then we'll talk about how we both transition. So my past gaming experiences were, like I said, I didn't really have siblings. I had like a half brother, but I didn't see him all the time. So I played usually solo games, since that's what you play when you're by yourself. My first game, Donkey Kong Country, which I think I mentioned in N64 or top 10.
Nope.
Okay, so I played that. I remember playing a bunch of Nintendo or Super Nintendo games like Mario, just basically these one player, I guess, like side scrollers and like adventure games. Like, honestly, I can't even remember the first shooter I played. I think it was on the PlayStation or something, which was much later, because I don't think I had many shooters, which is strange once we get into the transition that we'll talk about later. But so I got, after the like Super Nintendo, I played the N64 a lot. In the N64 I had a lot of, well, my games, I had a lot of like non-shooters and like story-based games, I guess you could say. So like Paper Mario, Zelda, Star Fox, stuff like that. So my games were more, they were like more casual. They weren't competitive. Like,
I played all those games too, but like I just didn't play them as much. Yeah,
like I guess the most competitive games I've played were like Mario Party and like Super Smash, but those were like party games. Yeah, so those are like for fun. That's just like whoever wins. I don't care
you're
about
not playing
winning
against people online. Yeah, at that point.
It's just, which also I guess influenced how both of ours transitioned, because obviously multiplayer wasn't a huge thing back then. It was still kind of getting started.
Yeah, it was getting started.
Which is weird. It makes me think how, if I was like born like, you know, years later, how I'd grow up gaming. I feel like it'd just be constant multiplayer games and stuff.
Maybe.
But
see, at a certain point I got held back from our internet, so I wasn't able to continue that field.
Okay, so basically, to sum it up, you played basically competitive games, that basically head-to-head games. I played more casual one-player games, just like story games, basically. Which then, I guess, how it evolved, how both of us transitioned into a different...
Yes, well, we can start with you.
Okay,
so how did you evolve?
I remember this...
What's your current gaming style now? It's mostly competitive,
my current gaming style is pretty much...
exclusively
all competitive games. Like, if it's not... I'm not saying games that aren't competitive are bad. It's just now I just enjoy the feeling of like beating someone more than I do a game with a good story. But that makes me sound like such a like a asshole. But I just mean like
crushing someone. I ain't having fun.
Just going against other people is just fun for me. But
what caused this?
I remember this so clearly. Like, so clearly. So, Justin was there. We went to one of our friends' birthday party. It was like a typical, I think it was it middle school? I think it was middle school?
The first one, I think it was middle school.
I think it was like 8th grade.
Yeah, 8th grade, I think would have been the
So
first
this was
one.
back in middle school. So 8th grade, basically an 8th grade boys party. You go over there, play video games all night, eat candy, drink soda, and feel terrible in the morning, basically. So we go over there, and the game that changed it was Halo 3. Now, my first Xbox game was Halo, which I just loved, but I only played campaign.
Yeah.
And then I'd play like against one-on-ones at times, but that's not the full competitive.
Was there full Xbox Live for Halo 1?
I don't think there was.
I think there was local, but I don't remember.
I'm not sure. I think there was.
Because I got into Halo 2, so yeah. I started there, but I don't remember. I never actually played Halo 1 back on the Xbox.
I don't remember either.
I played Halo 2, I know for a fact.
Yeah, I know Halo 2 had it. I can't say for certain if Halo 1 did it, but I played locally, which isn't the same as a competitive. It's just against your friend, which if one's better than the other, it's not as fun. Like it's just one-sided.
Yeah, exactly.
At least in competitive, there's like a multiple skill levels, so they kind of like balance each other out. But I played Halo 1, I played Halo 2. I loved their campaigns because I was young at the time, and
their campaigns were great.
They were super good, and like I thought Master Chief was the coolest character ever, so I was like, yeah, that's so cool. And then we went over to this party and we started playing Halo 3. And I think we started just locally.
Yeah, we did.
We just started messing around.
We had multiple Xbox 360s.
We did have multiple Xboxes.
We had like 4 set up or something.
Yeah, we had a ton. Like so many just
because there was like, I know there was 8 of us, and we had, I think probably 3. Several of us had 360s. At this point.
I think most of us had 360s, but at this time I didn't have Xbox Live, so I had everything was local. So when we went over there, we played local for a bit, and then someone started Xbox Live, which I was like, what? What? I was like,
it was
what?
probably mine.
I think it was on yours, and I was just like, what? I knew like what Xbox Live was, and I was like, what is so special about Xbox Live? I guess. So we started playing. I'm pretty sure we played as a huge team.
Yeah, we did big
first.
Team battle. We did the 8v8s, and we had a full team of 8.
We had a full team, and we just started messing around, just pretty much destroying most teams we went against. And it was just so fun that for me, like, oh, I'm getting to compete against other people instead of just like only people I know. And like eventually it kind of slowly evolved into, okay, I think later in the night some of us started playing like more not big team battle anymore.
We started doing
the more like serious team
player and stuff like that.
So I was like amazed at that point. I was like, holy crap, that was so fun. So
that was an incredible night. We did. I still remember in our 8v8 where we killed that one guy and we 8-man teabagged him.
We did 8-man teabag. We were so.
That's basically middle schoolers in a nutshell. If you're teabagging someone, you're having fun.
Basically, that was middle schoolers in a nutshell. Like
we just slaughtered this one guy and all jumped on him, and we let the other team kill all 8 of us. We didn't want to stop the teabag.
But I remember the next morning, immediately, like when I woke up, I was like, Mom, can I have Xbox Live? Like, I was like, please, I want Xbox Live. And since the first game I played on Xbox Live was Halo 3, that's the game I just played immediately. Because my mom said, she was like, what's Xbox Live? And I was like, oh, you just play online with people. And she's like, okay, that's fine. Because back then I think it was $5 a month or something.
Maybe. I always paid for a year, even then.
I think it was... I can't remember, but I was like, oh, can I have it? And she's like, sure. And I was like, holy crap. I get to play Xbox Live. So that is basically what transitioned into my competitive gaming side, because I played Halo 3 so much. So much. Like, every day. Like, that's not even... every day I would play Halo 3 online multiplayer. It was so fun. Like, I know at that time, like... your internet would restrict you at times.
Yeah.
So we didn't really get to play together that much because
we almost never played together.
Because Justin was notoriously known as the lag master because literally every game, like in Halo at least, he'd just lag and it'd be just an awful experience for everyone.
That's probably part of my evolution of gaming.
Yeah.
So I was always competitive. Back when I first started out, everyone had like dial-up and stuff. So you didn't have these different tiered internets. Everyone was just
okay.
Like the games could handle the dial-up.
Just a short interruption. I remember back when I had something called Earthlink, and it was literally you have to disconnect your phone.
Yes.
And my mom was like, "All right, you only get 1 hour." And then
that's how it was on because it was the same way for if you were playing on dial-up, because you can't have the phone at the same time.
Yeah.
So what we would do is we played friends online, and they were at another house. To sabotage them, we would call their house, and it would disconnect their internet, because there was like one guy who was notorious for always losing. And whenever he had a chance to win, we would just call his house, so he could never win. And that's what would happen. That's how competitive we were. We were like, if you were bad, you would never beat us. We would not allow it.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, internet started getting good.
Yes.
So, I noticed it. Well, my gaming probably first started evolving around Gamecube. I was still playing cooperative games, but there weren't like too many competitive games on there. There was Smash and stuff, but which we played a lot. Like, we had every stat that you could have on that game maxed out, like the playtime on all the characters, max kills on all characters.
Jesus.
And there was like one character we had that had never died to another character, with everything being maxed out. It was incredible. But we were playing that, but Fire Emblem Path of Radiance was like, it's my favorite game of all time. Probably started shifting me. I mean, I was already shifting slightly, but not the full shift. Because I was still playing a lot of single player games, but I was just playing more so in the competitive realm, especially StarCraft, Brood War, and all that. So Fire Emblem fully shifted me, and from there I got even more into JRPGs, turn-based strategy games, stuff where if I were to play competitive, it'd be local with my brothers, but no more online.
Yeah.
And you know, Final Fantasy took in at that time for me. I started on Final Fantasy X on the PlayStation 2, and that dragged me into all the Final Fantasy games. So from there, I went from 10 to 7 to 4 to 1 and 3.
I have never played a Final Fantasy, never. And when I tell people that, they're like, "How the hell have you never played a Final Fantasy game?" But I just thought I'd share since you play tons, and I
played almost all of them.
I know roughly what it's like, but I've never actually sat down and played it.
So yeah, so I got into them, and then the 360 came out. We were playing Halo 3. Halo 3 I never played much because, so when everyone started getting the internet, I had 1.5 down. It's always been sitting around there because we went from dial-up to, we had satellite for like a few months.
Well, that's just
and that was it. And then from there we went to Sprint, and we use their wireless service for internet or whatever. And then from there, now we're at CenturyLink. And it was only 1.5 down. Even still to date, this is at my parents' house, it's only 1.5 down.
Yeah, that's just because the area, like...
Because we're out in the country.
Yeah.
It's not even that far out in the country. Like, down the road, you have 30 megabits, but they don't go out that far.
It's just how internet companies work and where they go and whatnot. It's just...
Savages.
Yes.
Refusing to go an extra...
It's so dumb.
Mile or two.
It's so dumb.
It's annoying because they always send us stuff in the mail like up to 10 megabits per second, which is still garbage considering we have Google Fiber.
Yeah, right now we have the internet.
The internet, yes. So it's nice having real internet, and then I go to my parents' house and it's like, wow, I just can't do anything, period.
I used to live with this.
So it was always that way up till college. Basically, I had 1.5 down. So Halo 3... almost unplayable. There were times where like randomly the 1.5 would be perfect and I would never lag, and it'd be like I'm playing against people 30 megabits down, because 30 was probably, I think, the highest it got around this time. At least
think so.
That I knew of in our limited area.
Exactly mine.
Because I think yours was 30 probably around that time, because you were on
Mediacom, which
never stayed up.
So that's a whole different issue. They just went down a lot. When I was playing Halo 3 and it went down, I was so mad.
So I remember going to your house to play a couple of times, and we were doing duos or whatever. We would be winning, and then it just cut out.
It just cuts off. It's like, dude.
Oh, well, there's a loss that we easily had a win for.
Yes, it was so frustrating. But now I can't even name the last time my internet was down, which is a blessing.
Yeah, exactly. Like... Halo 3, I can just remember it would lag out and you're sitting there running into a wall and you can't do it. It's like, I'm just watching my character run into a wall and then he'll just randomly drop. And it's like, well, if I died. And then from there, I tried Call of Duty and all that, which I swear if I had good internet, I probably could have become a Call of Duty pro.
I'll be honest.
There's a lot of people that say, oh, I could have been pro of this or this. It's like, I legitimately think I could have been a pro.
I'll be honest, you were super good at Call of Duty.
So like Modern Warfare 2, on 1.5 down, even if it was lagging, I could drop a nuke, which is just super impressive. First of all, getting nukes are kind of difficult, especially in lobbies against other really good people.
Yeah, I never got one.
Because I could get them, and it was like, if I had good internet, I could drop massive kill streaks. But again, that was only on rare occasions. The internet, there was this random year, or it was 2-year period, where I never lagged once, And I don't know how that happened. But it was the most blessed time I ever had. It was like, oh, I have internet.
I do.
And then it came back to where it's randomly.
Yeah, back to the Call of Duty thing. I remember, like, all of our friends had Call of Duty. And, like, at the time, I was so... I don't think people understand how involved in Halo 3 I was. Like, literally, it was the only game I cared to play at that time. Like... That 3-year period where it came out into Halo, Reach, I think.
Yeah, Halo Reach.
I think it was 3 years later.
Yeah, I think so, because...
I can't remember exactly.
Because I don't remember, ODST came before or after Reach?
Yeah, but ODST was still like Halo 3.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So I think it was before Reach.
But during that time, I cannot even remember too many games I played. It was just Halo 3. I even remembered everyone got Call of Duty but me, because I was like, I want to play Halo 3 and I don't want to play another shooter that might make me worse at Halo 3. That's how obsessed I was.
You were super committed at this time, whereas I was still competitive but not as much anymore.
I was full compared to childhood, and this point it was it's whatever. I'll just play these games just for fun, and if we play a competitive game, who cares who wins? And when it came to Halo 3, I was like, if I don't win, Jesus, I have to win. Like, I'm gonna do everything I can to win. Like, I was so obsessed with. It was a combination of me loving Halo 3 because it was my first Xbox game, and just winning. I was like, yes, this feels so good.
Yeah, because like now, if I compare my childhood now, like if it was between a competitive and like a solo game, I would always pick the competitive game. But now, I'll almost always pick the solo game. I don't care to play too much competitive games. I don't really play them that often. I still play them a lot because you and all our friends play them. So I feel like I still want to play with my friends, but not as much as I probably would as a solo game.
Because we do play competitive games now. Because we like play together, so it's always a better incentive to play with your friends.
Yeah. So from Halo, I was competitive during the Halo Reach era, though.
Yeah.
Because I had a couple friends I played with on team objectives. We were ranked top 50 on the boards for team objectives, and probably because we played it all the time, we were super competitive, and we learned that you could actually spawn camp. It was like the only mode you could spawn camp another team, and to do it, you would have to take their flag. And there was only like a couple maps you could do it on. I can't remember the map. That had like 2 layers. And if you stole the flag, you would go to the bottom layer underneath their spawn point, which would force them to spawn down there with you. So you would have somebody with the flag, the sword, and then someone out far with like the sniper or BR or whatever, or DMR or whatever it was at that time. And they would spawn right next to the flag carrier and the sword carrier. So you could just insta-kill them every time. So we would win team objectives by not capturing the flag, but by making them quit to where they want to play. I'm pretty sure 60% of our wins were from teams quitting.
That was...
Logan did experience it a couple times. We invited him in a few times to join us.
It was pretty brutal.
It was the greatest time ever. And then from there, we were competitive in NBA 2K12.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this also added to my competitiveness. Like, I feel like you played because it was like with friends.
Yeah, mostly.
Which I obviously did that too, but
it was like a secondary factor.
Yeah,
for me, that's why it was like a primary factor.
Because like you would play because it's like you wouldn't play.
No, I wouldn't play it on my own. Yeah. You guys played it on your own.
We did play it on our own.
And you would play online by your own. I would never play online by my own.
This is just a small like story of 2K11 NBA. Yeah, 2K11.
It was 2K12.
Was it?
Yeah, because we always go through this, and then one of the ones that never played with us, he was the one that confirmed to me it was 2K12, because that was the one that had all the songs and stuff.
Okay, so 2K12. It was 11 or 12, whatever. It doesn't really matter, like the specific game, but there was a site called Game Battles. I don't know if you've probably heard of it if you've played competitive games.
Yeah, it doesn't really do anything now, but back then it was the
biggest
it
was like
thing.
How to... Because
that's basically... If you were on a ladder, you were on the Game Battles ladder.
I was going to say, like, there wasn't really ladders. Now games have, like, ladders built into them. Like, League, StarCraft. Well, I guess StarCraft had it too, but so games that didn't have ladders, you go to game battles. A little side note: we had a Call of Duty team, and we were awful. We had like 3 wins and like 60 losses.
I'm pretty sure it was over 100 losses.
It was awful. But we were like one of the bottom ranked teams. But for 2K11, we were legit.
We were one top 5. I'm pretty sure we were third because we were in a tournament at the end. We lost the team that won it all.
Yes.
But we only lost by like a point or 2. We had beaten them during the season.
Yes. Because like you basically make a match and anyone can accept it. So last place team could end up facing the first place team during the season, just randomly. And there were times we beat every team in the top 5 at least once.
Yeah, and we were in the top 5 for a while. It was just eventually game battles had some issues.
It did have some
with like
issues.
disputes and stuff like that, and people would just dispute everything.
Like people who are ranked high hate losing, especially to a team ranked lower than them. And when they lost, they dispute. Which like I remember this one all the time. It was like the number one team.
The number one team. We were 6, I think, at that point. Or
we
7.
beat them. Like we beat them pretty.
We crushed them.
Yeah, we beat them pretty handily.
They quit in the middle of the game.
Yeah,
because we were up by like.
You
20.
had the what's it called?
I had the HD PVR.
Yeah, like you could. Like he could record the game. He recorded basically the whole game up until the point they quit and uploaded to YouTube, and we presented that as our evidence. They showed a screenshot that said you've been disconnected, and the admins gave them the win.
I think they gave it a draw. I think they.
I think they canceled it.
They canceled the game, even though we had.
Which we were like, okay, obviously.
Because at that point, there were, like, if you were on the forums enough, you could get admin.
Yes.
And I think slightly before that, you were able to buy admin.
Yeah. So we were like, okay, obviously they know some people, but we still knew we beat them. But that was just another moment in our competitive gaming. Well, my competitive gaming.
I mean, that was one of the reasons I got a PVR in the beginning. It was like record these online.
We did take this really seriously because it was just.
I just wish I had the internet now that I did then, because then I could have just constantly recorded the full every game and just uploaded the whole thing. Because my internet, of course, I said 1.5 down, 0.2 up, so it's still 0.25 up.
Yes.
So I would have to edit it, narrow it down to the clips that mattered.
Yes.
And then upload it, because they gave you a time limit too of how long you would have before you could like counter the dispute.
Yeah,
and
you
stuff.
had like a couple days to present your evidence.
I think it was like 8 hours actually.
Actually, it was. Yeah,
it was like 6 to 8 hours. So it was like, well, I have to edit it down because if I do the full game, it'll take me 48 hours to upload it.
Yeah.
So it was like, now it would take me a couple minutes to upload a full game.
Yeah, but that was just. It's just strange to see how we've changed. We basically were opposites. Because like now I play basically all competitive games. I play like League of Legends, Rocket League, Overwatch, CS:GO. Well, I play some more than others, but
we quit CS:GO.
But basically all these competitive games where like you play against people, you can rank up. And I mean, occasionally I'll play like a solo player game. Like I have The Witcher 3, which
he doesn't play it.
I haven't started it.
His experience with single player games are on this channel. Old games that he's played.
I would say that's why they're all old games. But I do play single player games from time to time. It's not.
Yeah.
It's like you'll play a single player game, but then like you'll play competitive games with us.
Yeah. I'll be playing it until you guys say, hey, you want to play this or something, and then I get off. Because right now I'm playing Persona 5 like all the time, and I'll do that. Like I'll get in the call and I'll still be playing it in the background. Then you guys say, hey, you want to come to this, and I'll put it down and play.
Yeah.
Because I still like playing with my friends.
Yeah. So like, basically there was an opposite. This is why we were talking about this. Like we decided to make this episode about it, because there's like we started like opposites. And then we basically shifted.
Yeah, now we're opposites again.
Yeah, we're opposites again. But we still have like the mutual. Because you can't play a solo game with someone. Yeah. So that's why.
Play cooperative games together.
Yeah, but it's also, I think, a reason we started our channel, because we can like share our experiences.
Yeah, and actually have
like, hey, this is what I played as a kid. Did you play it? Maybe he's like, oh no. I was like, here, let's play it. You'll see why I liked it. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. Just
exactly.
It's just a way to share our perspectives.
Like Forbidden Memories, I didn't play as a child. Yes. I played Duelist of the Roses, so now I get to experience that with you.
Yes.
And then you didn't beat Banjo. I never played it, but we got to experience it and play it together. We're beating it together. We beat.
Yeah,
there's some games we didn't record that we beat together, like Pod Racer.
Yes, Pod Racer.
Tried Gauntlet.
Yes.
Can't beat the final boss. Still kind of slightly upsetting me that we're that close.
We'll beat it one day. I believe we'll beat it one day, but
it's just not a very good game to record.
Yeah, because it's basically clearing mobs.
Yes,
essentially. But do you have any final thoughts? Really?
I'm trying to think.
Just like basically, summary is
solo competitive.
I played
competitive solo.
Yeah, as a kid,
solo competitive.
I played solo. Halo 3 was the major transition, if we're being honest. Xbox Live Halo 3. And now I'm pretty much exclusive competitive games.
Yeah.
Which I feel some people...
I know I said I started with shooters a lot. I forgot I played fighters all the time, like Mortal Kombat, Super Street Fighter, Guilty Gear, Soul Calibur, and all these. So like now I don't really play fighter games too often. I do love them a lot, but there's... those ones I named are really good. I don't play Street Fighter anymore. I don't really care for that one. I replaced it with BlazBlue. But I don't really play those as much as I would like to.
Yeah.
So that's something I guess I would like to get back into at some point, is some of those like fighter competitive games.
Back to the competitive games. Oh,
I think that's the end of my closing thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, we said this, you're just opposite. You started basically competing games. Now you would rather play solo games.
Definitely.
But like obviously we're still friends, so we play games together. But other than that, I think that's gonna do it.
Yeah, tell us how you guys have evolved in the comments below.
Yeah, just maybe tell us what game you started with, what game changed you really, because you didn't really have a specific game, right?
I wouldn't say a specific game. I would just say, if I were to say which one had the most effect,
but like
it'd probably be Fire Emblem
influence
towards. It was either that or a Castlevania game.
Okay.
Or Final Fantasy X. Like those three were probably around the same time for me. So those three probably had the big shit.
Yeah. So basically, tell us how you started gaming, what like changed it. Maybe it changed, maybe it didn't.
Yeah. Maybe.
And then tell us like what games you like to play now. So other than that, we appreciate you watching, listening. Yep. Let us know if you like these podcasts, because we really enjoy doing them. They're really fun. Just let us know if you like them. If not, you let us know too.
Leave feedback.
And if you have like a topic suggestion,
topic suggestion.
We'd love to talk about it if we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we'll do it.
But
other than that, just comment about what we've said, comment about, and subscribe if you have not done so.
Yeah. See you guys next time.
Until then, peace out.
Hey, Couch Crew, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, subscribe below.
And if you want to check out the last episode, click over here.
And if you want to check out a random video, click over here.
Join the Couch Crew.